All right, Tuesday, July 27th. I'm Tom Novak. This is your Bring Me the News and Novak Weather Update brought to you by All Energy Solar. Thank you, All Energy Solar, for sponsoring this real busy update. So let's get right to it. Hey, rainfall amounts here over the last 24 hours. Now look at this. You talk about a close call for the Twin Cities Metro. Of course, here's the Twin Cities Metro. Look at how much rain fell over portions of northeastern and east central Minnesota, down into southeastern Minnesota, and then a large chunk of Wisconsin. We're talking about rainfall totals in excess of 2 to 3 inches of rain, a mere 100 or so miles east of the Twin Cities Metro. So yeah, a close shave, but unfortunately, much of Minnesota, including the Twin Cities Metro, simply did not get rain. But I think that's going to change as we have a real active 36 hours here ahead of us. Look at visible satellite loop. Here are the storms that continue to develop during the day over the southeastern tip of Minnesota. It's leaving a boundary here across southern Minnesota. You can kind of faintly see the boundary here. We call these bumpy clouds here agitated cumulus clouds now that are developing over the southern third of Minnesota. And I get a funny feeling that we may get some storms to pop up here in southern Minnesota over the next several hours. And if they do, they could become severe. In fact, as we zoom in on southern Minnesota, here's the Twin Cities Metro. Look at these agitated cumulus clouds now starting to build near or just east of the Mankato area. So that'll be the focus. If we get development this evening, that would be the area that we'd need to watch most closely, would be here along the I-90 corridor and about the southern third of Minnesota. And then I think more storms are going to develop out west of the Twin Cities Metro over South Dakota, eastern North Dakota, and then move into the southern and central Minnesota overnight tonight. Now take a look at the winds at about 20 to 25,000 feet. You can kind of see what's happening in our atmosphere. We get these impulses, these areas of strong winds at about 20 to 25,000 feet that occasionally come through the area. You can see one that goes through southern Minnesota right here this evening. And then watch this. I want you to focus on South Dakota and North Dakota as we go through the night tonight. There's another disturbance, another strong area of winds that come into Minnesota during the morning hours tomorrow. And then finally, we get probably the most significant piece of wind at 25,000 feet comes through tomorrow evening. And this is the one that I'm most concerned about. This is the one that could really produce some severe weather, including some tornadic activity, because those areas of strong winds are going to be able to tap some real high energy over Minnesota and western Wisconsin to create storms. Here's the future satellite from the NAM computer model guidance. Here are the storms that it's expecting to develop near the I-90 corridor this evening. And then those storms quickly move southeast, and then we focus our attention on eastern South Dakota, southeastern North Dakota. By about 3 or 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, you can see these storms blowing up just west of the Twin Cities Metro. They should move through during the morning hours. We'll catch a break. We're going to heat up, and we're really going to heat up during the afternoon tomorrow. And then look at what happens tomorrow, late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. A massive explosion of storms over much of east central Minnesota, northwestern Wisconsin, and those storms will track southeast into southeastern Minnesota and the rest of Wisconsin during the evening hours tomorrow. And once again, that could produce some big time thunderstorms, including some tornadoes. I posted this earlier on Novak Weather, but look at this. This is what we call a hodograph right here. This is a hodograph. And what we look for is a Viking horn. You know that horn on the side of the Minnesota Vikings helmets. Well, look at what we have here in the atmosphere as we go up through the atmosphere. Winds they're turning and they're increasing in intensity. Yes, that's a Viking horn that has developed on a hodograph. That is a pretty good signature for the potential for tornadoes, and PDS tornado here means a potentially dangerous situation. And this is I took this hodograph over western Wisconsin, just east of the Twin Cities Metro. So that just tells you that we have the potential for severe thunderstorms, and not only later today and tonight, but certainly tomorrow afternoon and evening. Here are the temperatures. The temperatures warmed into the 90s over much of southern Minnesota today. We're not going to cool off much tonight, probably only into the mid 70s. And then look at what happens tomorrow. If we can get some sunshine, our temperatures should warm well into the 90s again over southern Minnesota, which of course is going to be some fuel for thunderstorm activity. And that's one of the reasons why I have much of eastern Minnesota and almost the whole state of Wisconsin in an area for a fairly significant risk of severe weather, especially as we get into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. But I'm also keeping an eye to the sky tonight as we get dry air slamming into some moist, fueled air over southern Minnesota and eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. And yes, low pressure system and warm front with a jet streak just north of us is a real good recipe for significant and potentially severe storms in the upper Midwest as we go through the next 36 hours. Here's your extended forecast. There it is. Uncomfortable heat, yes, this evening and into tomorrow, and then we cool off some. Actually, relatively comfortable Thursday through Saturday. And look at this. Canadian air comes in for Sunday and then Monday of next week. So, yeah, actually comfortable as we head into the latter half of the 7-day period. All right, that's your forecast. Keep an eye to the sky here over the next 36 hours. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.